What's really good? What's really good? What's really good? Welcome back to another episode of the Sanchez Show, Wednesday night with the Sanchez Show. As always, I'm your host, Eric Sanchez, aka Legend of Two Games. My brother Trip Young and Will Gordon will be joining me shortly. You are rocking with the Illest Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever else you watching. We locked in. Trip, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Got my brother
Let's
Trip
do
Young.
it.
What's really good, bro?
Listen, I just want to say before we start the show, I drink water out of glass bottles now. My life different. Now that
Yeah,
that parlay hit. Hold
yeah,
on,
you
my
know,
hand.
yeah.
I put lotion on my hands. I can't get the bottle open. Hold on. I tried
Listen,
to make that
listen.
real smooth. I tried to make it smooth, but my hands was too lotiony.
It's all good. Pause. But listen,
Oh, I didn't want
uh,
to be asking in the air. Sorry.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your life different, your body different. Pause. People,
Yeah,
people who not locked in. People who not locked in. They not in tune. They don't know what's going on, man. We've been
they
trying
don't
to
know.
tell y'all. Listen, I'm glad you brought it up. We gonna get to it. I had the sheet right here, matter of fact, too, because we've been trying to warn y'all for weeks. We've been trying to tell y'all need to lock in because the parlays are parlaying.
That's
They hit. And nothing makes me happy. I mean, aside from the supporters who lock in with us every week, and we got the comment section buzzing. We're gonna get to all that. I saw Nardo, I saw Kyrie, Ron, I saw Pooh, I saw you in there. We appreciate all you guys and everybody who's on IG. We appreciate y'all rocking with us as well, sending your questions, your comments. We won't get into all that. But when I get a text from my brother on Sunday, and they got the screenshot showing the green check marks next to it, Trip. You know what I'm saying? When that green is getting off, I'm like, see that this what we do it for. This what we do it for. We do it because we love sports, but more importantly, we know we can make some money doing this. You know what I'm saying? So you hit a nice ticket, which was capped off with the Monday night. I hit a nice ticket on Sunday, anytime touchdown joint. I actually had two of them that hit, but that was the major one for that day. And I think this week we're gonna make some more money, man. So if you guys are locked in with us, again, use the plays, man. You know what I'm saying? We know it's tough because sometimes I give y'all some of the plays from Thursday. It's tough to kind of mix them with Sunday because all the odds don't be out yet. But do whatever you can, get into them because Tripp did the right thing. He took all the Sunday plays, he put them on one ticket, bing bong. You know what I'm saying? That green check light up, the next thing you know, your balance look different.
exactly.
You dig.
When
But
you start drinking water out of glass bottle, I ain't gonna. They ain't got
yeah,
to check. I'm gonna show you got a name, but this
nah,
band.
don't do that. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Don't show them that, man. I got it right here. For people that don't know, last week we had Patriots -6.5 that hit. We had Daniel Jones 200 yards passing that hit. Joe Flacco 2+ touchdowns that hit. Quentin Johnson, I had his overs on Thursday. That didn't hit, but I blame Will Gordon because Will Gordon didn't tell me. I guess that. No, I'm blaming Will Gordon. This is why. And when Will gets here, we're gonna blame him. He the Chargers insider. He's supposed to let me know if Jay Herbo not rocking with Quentin Johnson.
Wait, they
Trip, I
got
don't
beef?
know. They must because he didn't throw the ball to Quentin Johnson one time on Thursday. Not one target.
Wow.
This was your leading receiver through like 6 weeks, and then you don't even pass to him on a Thursday night. I'm gonna assume y'all must have some beef.
You think he
But
made a pass at his girl or something?
it might have been one of them type joints. Maybe Jay Herbo seen him, in her DM, or maybe he noticed him like a couple pictures or something. Because why would you not throw the ball? He's your number 2 receiver behind Keenan Allen. He's your big play threat down the field. We talked about earlier this year where he was averaging 70+ yards a game, and you don't throw him the ball one time. Something got to be going on there, but maybe Will Gordon can speak to that.
He
But
definitely did.
right. We have Mahomes 2 touchdowns, which cleared the way on Monday night. We like Philly Giants over 43.5. That hit. I had also like Dallas Denver over 50.5. That hit. We keep telling y'all that the easiest bet so far through 8 weeks has been Dallas over. It's hit damn near every week. You take the Dallas over, it's probably going to win. All right. The Jay Herbo passing yards, Will had that, but again, it must be something there because that's the only 2 things that didn't hit was from the Charger game. So maybe something going on in that locker room. And then the Kittle anytime touchdown. To me, that was the easiest one. We knew it was National Tight End weekend. Most of these cleared in the first half. I know you had to wait to the second half to get the Mahomes touchdown, but most of these by the third quarter they had all cleared, man. So how are you feeling going into week 9?
Listen, I was feeling good, and that's why and I said, you know what? If I only got to depend on Patrick Mahomes to get me 2 touchdowns, I think I'm going to be all right. But how that game started, it was like, wait a minute, y'all. Don't mess around. Don't mess with the parlay on the last night. And I think we're gonna have to keep. We'll get Will Gordon in the building because we
Yeah,
got
I'm
to
waiting
get
for Will. Will's playing games. Will's playing games tonight. But shout out to my man Benny. I see you on IG, brother. I see you. That's my main man. We go way back 20 plus years. He locked in on IG. Let's get to some of the questions, and then Will just going to join us when he joins us, man.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what we got here. You know what? We'll start here. It wasn't the first comment tonight, but it's the most recent that popped up. Shout out to Pooh. Who will have a better record, Lakers or Spurs? Trip.
That's a tough one. But if Wemby gonna keep playing the way he been playing to start the season, looking like MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, I'm gonna have to say the Spurs.
I think it's gonna be the Spurs. I talked about it. I think the Spurs are a playoff team. Of
course.
Yeah, barring injury, and that's why I think it is gonna be the Spurs. Younger, fresher legs, a team that has a little bit more depth. The Lakers are top heavy. Now, shout out to Austin Reeves. We know he went off the last couple nights without Bron and Luka playing. But long term, you need Bron and Luka to have a successful season. Let's not be foolish. We know what it is. So
and he's not gonna be averaging 45 a night.
Right. And if you look at tonight, like I told Will Gordon and I were talking off air about a potential ticket tonight, and I told him be careful with the Laker game, including Bron, who's been out obviously to start the season. The Lakers got 6 guys out tonight. You know what I'm saying? They're out there with a makeshift roster at this point. So if that's going to be how you're going to play most of the season, or at least the early part of the season, you're going to lose some games. On the flip side, Wemby not only is looking like an MVP, but we think Dylan Harper is going to be a very good rookie. We know De'Aaron Fox is an all-star caliber player. Don't forget Stephon Castle, who was rookie of the year last year. So they got a lot of pieces. I think the Spurs will have a better record. That's not to say they're going to have a better overall season pool. Like I said, I think regular season they have a better record. But the Lakers' success is tied to their health. They need Bron and they need Luka to be healthy when that time matters. But we're going to go.
Spurs is tied to their health as well, because you can't lose Wemby again like we did last season. So he's got to keep himself, on the court as well.
Right. We're going to knock out some of the basketball drinks. Let's stay basketball. Shout out to Tito. He said Tyrese Maxey is going nuts on the NBA right now. Pause. It's early. Come on, I already know. We gotta navigate. This is why I love our supporters, but we also got to navigate the questions correctly. You know what I'm saying? Because they be testing us sometimes in the comment section. It's early, but they're 4-0. Maxey is a dog. Maxey is phenomenal. I think Maxey really took that next step 2 years ago. Remember, Trip, when they played the Knicks in the playoffs, he averaged 30 in that series against us. And then, no disrespect, Embiid was great too, but Maxey gave us fits the whole series. That was his moment to me that let everybody know, I'm one of the elite guys in this league. He's carrying it over this year. And as we talked about on Monday, if Philly really wants their future to get brighter, they got to hand them the keys, I think.
Yeah. If this was a team where 2 of your stars weren't injury prone, with that backcourt, this Philadelphia team could be really good. But the problem is, I don't know how many games I'm going to get out of Paul George. I don't know how many games I'm going to get out of Joel Embiid. So it's hard to really put them with the upper echelon of teams because these guys just can't stay on the court. It's another team that's going to be tied to health. But I will say they are going to have a really good young backcourt for some time to come.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that ship has sailed already. We can't rely on Embiid being healthy. Paul George hasn't had a healthy year in at least 10 years. We know that. When they are healthy, are they great players? Absolutely. That's not the shit on their resume. That's not the shit on.
He ain't had a healthy year since he's been in the league.
So. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when they're healthy, we know what they are. Embiid is a former MVP of the league, so we know how great he is. But to think that anything's going to change health-wise now with the amount of miles they got on their bodies, nothing's going to change. And I said this last year, Trey. Remember we talked about with the whole Embiid situation. I don't know what's going on with Embiid in Philly because for somebody as injury-prone as he is, I don't know why they let him play in the Olympics last year, which then carried over into the regular season, right, where he missed so much time. And now he was out last year for most of the season, and you start the year this year already on a minutes restriction. Like, when is the guy ever going to get healthy at this point? If you're telling me you're coming off a full offseason, because the Sixers didn't make the playoffs last year, so it's not like they were playing into May or June. Their season was over in April.
Yeah.
You telling me from April to October that wasn't enough time for you to get healthy to play?
No.
So when is he going to get healthy to play?
Because it took him 3 years to get on the court in the first place.
Yeah, I guess. Listen, but it is, like you said, it is unfortunate from the standpoint of if they could ever get healthy, because you have these two dynamic guards in Edgecombe and Maxey. You got Jared McCann, who was good last year for you, right? So now you have a couple pieces that if you could mix that with the MVP caliber of Joel Embiid, you could have a really good, dangerous team, especially this year in the East, where we know the East is wide open. You know what I'm saying? Aside from the Cavs and the Knicks, there isn't one team that we're looking at in the East that we're going to say, hey, they're going to be competing for a championship. It's really a two-team race unless a third team emerges or makes some sort of trade. We really think those are going to be the two teams competing to come out of the East. So it looks like it's going to be a missed opportunity. But in terms of Maxey's going off, and I love to see it for Maxey because I think he is a great player.
Yeah.
Nardo, I don't know what you meant by this comment. I don't know if you meant to add more. He said Ravens 9-1 in the last 10. Last 10 games where? They're 2-5.
Yeah, we talking about the Ravens.
I don't know what he meant.
It's the Dolphins, he's saying?
Maybe that's what he meant. All right, but we'll get to football in a second. Kyrie said, should Jason Tatum try to return this season? Over the last 5 years, Tatum has played a ton of basketball with Team USA and deep playoff runs. Absolutely right. This layoff could be good for his body. I agree. But what you think, Trip?
It depends for me on where the Celtics are around the time that if let's say when the playoffs start, May-ish. Let's say Boston is in 4th, 5th seed, and we getting closer to the playoffs, and Tatum can come back. Yeah, then I would say yeah, come back. But if it's looking like it's gonna be a wash, Celtics is at the bottom, then no, you might just let them stay out because I don't think it'll make a difference. But if the team is showing promise without Jason Tatum, and it looks like that they position themselves to at least, let's say, get a home series at least in the first round of the playoffs, then I'm okay with him coming back. You know what I'm saying? The same way I was okay with Halliburton trying to give it a go in the finals last year. If you can play and the team looks like, all right, we can go on another deep run, then yeah, come back and ball out.
Yeah, that's where it gets tricky. And I agree with most of the statement from Kyrie, because I do think the deep playoff runs, the Team USA, all those things take an effect on your body, right? You're talking about it's an 82-game season. Boston, since Tatum and Brown have really been the centerpieces of this team, have always been an Eastern Conference Finals contender. So you're talking 2, sometimes 3 playoff rounds. So you're getting close to 100 games played every year. You add in the Olympics, that's a lot of wear and tear on the body.
Yeah.
If you come back, my main concern would be, are you rushing to come back? Because remember, he got hurt in late May. When they lost to the Knicks, that was like middle to late May. Matter of fact, yeah, it was middle of May because we were at Yankee Stadium the night when the Knicks finished the series off for my birthday. So that was the middle of May when he gets hurt. So you're talking about, if you're going to come back, are you, one, giving yourself enough time to come back and be in game shape, right? Because like you said, maybe Boston is positioned to be a top 4 team in the East, and maybe they feel like, oh, if we get Tatum back, we get a chance to make a run. But is he going to get enough games where he's like, now I feel like myself going into the playoffs, or is he going to be rushing back just for the sake of saying I'm on the court? So if you're just going to be rushing back, no. Now, if you're telling me you could fully come back healthy in March and get an opportunity to play for a month and a half before the playoffs, cool. Then I could see a pathway for that. Anything less than that, to me, is not worth it, because I agree with that last statement you made, Kyrie. The layoff, I think, will be great for his body. Pause. I think it would give him an opportunity to kind of reset, right? Eliminate some of the mileage on himself, and then you get another all season to get ready for next year. So from that aspect, I love the idea. I would only say come back if you really think you could make a push. I don't think the Celtics even think they could make a push, because keep in mind, they traded away Porzingis and Drew Holiday this offseason. So they didn't even, and they let Al Horford go. I know he was older, but those are 3 key guys from the teams of the last 2 years. So the fact that you moved on from them guys and you really didn't replace them with much, I don't know if you feel like you're good enough to make that run. But I would say sit out. That's how I would go about it. Again, guys, make sure you are logged in with us Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m., Monday nights at 7 p.m. for Real Fans Real Talk. Make sure you subscribe to both podcasts, man. Shout out to everybody on IG. I see people popping in and out on the live over there. We're going to get to some of the basketball questions, then we get NFL. I know we got a couple from Will Gordon. I haven't heard from Will. He's supposed to be joining us tonight. So Kyrie and Pooh, I know you had 2 questions directly for Will. I'm going to save them, but I mean, obviously, Will, if something changes, then we just have to wait. Pooh wants to know, what impresses you most about Wemby, about his game, Trip?
Everything. Yeah. Impresses me most. And you know what? And this is because we were having the conversation last week about defense. For me, the fact that he's probably most likely going to be all NBA and all defense this season if things continue on the trajectory that they're on right now. But I probably would actually throw in there his handles. The fact that this kid can play offense, defense, and he can handle the ball the way he can handle the ball. I think that the handles is probably the most surprising thing that impresses me the most. I mean, the defense obviously impresses me. I mean, the way he can block shots, but I also attribute a lot of that to his height too. So I would say that his handles impress me the most.
I think it's got to be the handle just because of how smooth he is with the basketball at that size. Pause. It's tough to pinpoint one thing because we've already seen this year where he can impact the game on both sides of the court. And you and I have always said that. That's, to me, is what makes the great players different from everybody else. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Your ability to play defense, block shots, protect the rim, but then still be such an impact player on the other side. But I guess his handle, and for me right now, what I really love from him, we know he's dealt with some injuries. He's still a very, very young guy. I like that now he's got more aggressive. We see him in the paint bodying guys. We see him kind of, you know what I'm saying? Even though he still has the slim frame, he's not right now. He's comfortable with getting physical and aggressive. And if you're telling me a guy who's 7'4", who can handle the ball, who can shoot, who can do all them things, but now has found that physicality, that to me is the scariest part. Yeah, because we talk about it all the time with the European guys. A lot of them, it takes a couple years. Think about how long it took Dirk to get comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Like Dirk didn't have that right away in his game. So
Giannis too. Giannis, it took him
Giannis, it took him a while to get comfortable. Joker, it took him a little while to get comfortable with that because in the European game, it's such a free-flowing space game that they don't have to maneuver in that way. Wemby's out there like, nah, bro. If you're not physical enough to keep me out the paint, I'm gonna body you. I'm gonna dunk on you. So to me, that's been the most impressive adjustment in his game for me. But everything else, I mean, we go on and on. Like I said, the handle has gotten better. His ability to get his shot any way he wants on the floor. There isn't a way that you can really guard him. If you put a smaller guy on him, like I said, he takes the physicality, he takes it down into the paint. You put a larger guy on him, he's just going to space the floor and use his hand to get a shot off. And then on the other end, he out there looking like damn near Will Chamberlain, just blocking anything that goes up near the rim. So that's what I'm impressed with. Will, give me a thumbs up. Let me know once you're ready, bro. We're going through some of these basketball comments, and then we're gonna get to the NFL stuff. Will Gordon's definitely in the building.
What they do, baby? How y'all doing? What up? What up, E? What up, Trip? What's going on, fellas?
What's good?
How y'all doing on this happy hump day? What's up with y'all?
It's another amazing day, man. I waited to ask you this though because I feel like you held out inside information last week.
Oh, what?
Why you ain't telling me that Jay Herbo and Quentin Johnson got beef, man?
You know what? You telling me something I ain't know about.
I mean, they must have had beef because
you talking about the you talking about his output. You talking about his output.
He didn't throw the ball to him one time last week.
Yeah, man. I don't know what was going on with that. You know what? My young bull at tight end, he getting a lot of the action right now from Jay Herbo, you know. So, and I ain't mad at it either. It look like we might have found one, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But you know what though? Don't give up on QJ yet, because we, like, even though Gaston is a tight end, he plays split out wide like 45% of the snaps that he plays. He don't line up next to the you know what I'm saying? He don't line up next to the O lineman. He be split out. So that's gonna draw more attention from the safeties. So that's gonna where QJ, where he really gets loose, is in that slot opposite last. So that's gonna free that up. So don't give up on him yet.
Well, we giving up on him on this week's parlay. We know that much.
Yeah. I wouldn't put him in that.
We'll circle back to that. We'll circle back to him at a later date. But for tonight, let's go through some of the questions. There was two specifically for you. So since you just joined us right now, we're gonna get to
them. Me? All right.
And we're gonna knock out the rest of these basketball questions, and then we're gonna get to the NFL. Will, Kyrie wants to know, because Tripp and I kind of talked about this on Monday, but he wants to get your thoughts on the gambling arrest of Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, Damon Jones. Now, before you answer this question, Will, I looked over the indictment. You know what I'm saying? Your name didn't come up, so you ain't got to say too much today. You know what I'm saying? You just
okay.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't the Get Indicted podcast right here. So just speak. Whatever you can, and then whatever you can't get to, just know it's cool.
Yeah, good to know. Well, we've all known the NBA has been a shady business for years. I mean, like the Donaghy scandal was how long ago now? And it's been multiple documentaries, and like we know the NBA ain't on the up and up. We've all known it. It's been one of those things where it's like, all right, well, we just got to deal with it, But now when you finally attaching names of players and active head coach is crazy work. And with all the film junkies and everybody are going back and looking at them, I'm seeing so many clips of obvious situations where things didn't make sense that were occurring in these basketball games, that were including Terry Rozier, that were including Chauncey Billups. It's kind of funny that they were doing it in our face now. That, like, when I'm looking at these clips and how obvious it was right in our face, it's crazy. But I think it's like we all would see stuff like that and be like, "Oh man, this shit's rigged." Man, but just say it in passing, and keep it moving. But yeah, it was. It is. It all is. And to piggyback on top of on that is, because I do gamble on games. I think we all do. Everybody on the screen right now does.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So I mean, like when I had if let's say a person had a parlay the other night that missed by one leg because a player, his over under in points was 25 and he came out the game with 24, it makes me question things. Mm-hmm. It's like, it makes me question things. So, especially now that everything's coming out. So, I mean, we always been getting cheated. It is what it is. It's gambling. I guess you gambling on the chance of being in an honest situation or in an unhonest situation. The word is gambling. You know what I'm saying? I know it's supposed to be rules to it, but for real, at the end of the day, it ain't no rules to none of this shit out here. So, hey.
One thing. If we ain't hit the parlay this weekend, I was joining the class action lawsuit against FanDuel.
So
it's nuts.
Listen, the crazy part of all this, I mean, there's a lot of crazy parts.
Yeah.
I think to what you said, Will, is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we talk about, the game is rigged. And when we say it's rigged, I don't personally think that the NBA is the one pulling the strings, but I do think there are people that are close enough to the game that can affect it. And we see that with the Damon Jones text, right? To be able to tell somebody, Ron not playing tonight, take the other team. In the stock market, they call that insider information.
Yeah.
Right? That's a crime. That's a crime. You manipulating the situation. Now we've seen it.
Yeah, that's insider trading, right?
Right. That's insider trading right there. You can manipulate the market and benefit and profit off it. So Damon Jones being able to tell somebody that, and then in the same text thread say, make sure you put a little extra for me on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like you wasn't savvy enough to be like, yo, maybe I'll just call you and say that, and we talk directly as opposed to creating a paper trail. But also, there was a situation in college football earlier this year. I think it was Vanderbilt.
Okay.
The line on the game was 6.5. They're up by 7. The quarterback takes an intentional safety. You can look it up. He actually runs backwards into the end zone, right? Because instead of them to kill, it was like 3 seconds left. It was 4th down. They could have either punted or ran a play to try to kill the clock. He runs backwards. The clock is already killed. He keeps running into the end zone, takes a safety. In the post-game news conference, I'm going to send you out a clip. The quarterback says, yeah, I know we messed up a lot of people's line today. Why would you know that already? Why would you be hip to what the line was? And then why would that be the first thing you're thinking about in that moment? So that means somebody told you run into the end zone. Because you could have just ran around, killed the 3 seconds, and it just slid on the floor.
And that was still one.
Somebody gave you the information, right? There's also a clip that's circulating now, Malik Beasley, when he was with Minnesota. The line was 9.5. It's funny as shit. I'm gonna send it to y'all. The line is 9.5. They're losing by 8. The guy goes to the free throw line, makes both free throws. So now it's 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe 6 seconds left in the game. There's no way for you to win the game. What do most guys normally do, right? They'll dribble out the clock. He literally steals the ball from his own teammate on the inbounds, runs all the way down the court, lays it up, and then immediately looks at the clock to see like if there was any more time left. So wow, you covered the 9.5.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
So when we say it's rigged, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about guys that we know can affect the game knowing what's going on. I don't know what the NBA is going to do. I don't know what the NFL can do because too much of this stuff is public knowledge at this point. You can open up your phone and see what the line is. You can at any point be contacted by somebody and say, hey, look, I know you're going to win tonight, but if maybe you only hit 2 threes instead of 3 threes, we could probably cover the spread. There's no way to stop it. And I think the NFL, the NBA, where they really fucked themselves is they started advertising and partnering up with FanDuel, with DraftKings. Now you're openly promoting it. So how can you tell your players not to do it?
Yeah. Did you see when they broke the scandal? They had the ESPN bet
and they took
ticker on there, and then they took it off while in the middle.
and this is what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
You cannot have it both ways. Calvin Ridley got suspended for a year. They were saying, oh, he's putting bets on football. And then they came out and said, well, you're allowed to bet on everything else but the sport you play in. All right. But even if I could bet on everything else, you telling me I don't have inside information? A lot of these dudes went to high school and colleges together.
Yeah.
If you was a top football recruit, you know all the top basketball recruits.
Yeah.
There's nothing for you to pick up the phone and be like, yo, what y'all looking like tonight? I know y'all on a back-to-back tonight on the West Coast.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much of this inside information going on. I don't think the NBA could do anything about it. I mean, yeah, Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, they fucked themselves. Chauncey especially. Chauncey's a Hall of Famer. He's never going to work around the league again. He's fucked. Yeah. But what do you do?
Are they going to take him out the Hall of Fame? On some Pete Rose shit?
Well, Pete never made the Hall.
Well, I mean, yeah, he never made it, but they kept him out.
Chauncey's in the Hall?
They kept him out. Chauncey.
Yeah, he got in like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he got in right before he became a head coach.
Yeah, I don't think you could take somebody out, though.
I don't think they would ever take him out. Yeah.
No, I've never heard of them taking somebody out. Now, I mean, I guess you could do that.
But this is unprecedented, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that, like I said, in general, the leagues are fucked. They got into bed with something that they can't control. And they looked at it and they saw dollar signs and they knew what it was happening anyway, right?
So they
when I lived in New York, I used to triple all the time. I used to be in the back of the barbershop placing bets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I'll go get a cut before we would record on Thursday nights. Right. Before we record on Thursday nights, I'd be going to get a cut. And then I'm like, and then he hit the bachata in the background. He's like, yo, you on your way? Hold on. I'm about to leave the barbershop right now.
Allegedly, or what?
These was rumors that were circulating the Bronx. Well, these was rumors.
Anyway, so it's all good, Eric.
Yeah. But my point being that the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, they knew this was already happening. They tried to get a cut of it. Now you've created a monster that you can't control. And I'm going to tell you right now, I said it on Monday too, though. LeBron James is going to get called in to get questioned on this. Damon Jones is great friends with LeBron James for over 15 years. Chauncey Billups is a Clutch client. You're telling me that LeBron or Rich Paul, nobody in that group had heard about Chauncey holding shady poker games at his crib?
Yeah, somebody knew something.
Somebody knew something. And if the word was circulating, why was Bron never at any of these poker games? Did he know, yo, I'm going to stay away from him? I know them shits ain't on the up and up. I'm going to stay away from him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying Bron did something wrong himself, but Bron's going to get called into this. And that's the worst thing the NBA needs, that their biggest star of the last 15 years, 20 years, now might be tied into this gambling situation after, and I think what Jeff Teague has said earlier this summer as well plays a factor. Remember Jeff Teague has said, remember when Bron was on steroids and then they try to hush him up? And Jeff Teague even said recently, he was like, anytime you say something about Bron, his people call you right away. They let you know, yo, don't say that. Don't throw his name in nothing. So Bron's people been trying to do damage control, but I don't know if the NBA can do damage control in this situation. His name is going to come up. It's going to get ugly for the league. And this is a terrible, terrible situation. You've had a referee who was already indicted on fixing games. Now you're telling me coaches was taking part too?
And players?
The NBA is going to change, guys. It's going to be completely different moving forward. Let's see if we got any other basketball questions. We got a couple more basketball joints, and then we're going to get to football. Tito wants to know, Jimmy Butler is a godsend to Curry. Butler, when Curry's out, keeps team afloat. They're deep, and Kuminga's balling, but if they stay healthy, look out. Trip?
I mean, Jimmy Butler, man. Jimmy Butler is one of them ones, so it's not surprising. Again, there's just another team where their success is going to be tied to their health because there's so many guys on that roster that are injury prone. But yes, the combination of Jimmy Butler, that addition to their roster was a great move for the Golden State Warriors. But again, as we saw last year, these guys get hurt. It happens every year. That's going to be their downfall is guys getting injured.
What you think, Will?
You will freeze?
He must have. All right. I'll say this. I do agree with that, Tito. I said when the trade happened that it was a perfect compliment for Curry and Draymond because you got a guy. Will, I'm going to take you off the screen for now. Let me know once we get the connection right. Jimmy, his off-ball movement, his ability to back screen, work the baseline, create space, and he's a guy who can also get his own shot if necessary. So it gives that second compliment. I think Kuminga is filling in perfectly in this role. I heard an example that this offseason Kerr kind of sat down with Kuminga and said to him, for this team, and he's not saying this is a ceiling. He's not saying that Kuminga can't be any better than this. But he's saying for this team that's currently constructed, we need you to be like Shawn Marion. We need you to be the super athlete who plays defense, runs the floor. Mm-hmm. And so I think it is the perfect compliment because you know who your 1 and 2 are. It's Curry and it's Jimmy, right? You know Draymond's going to handle. So if you're the guy who can provide the athleticism, get up and down the court, get some easy shots, run the baselines and stuff like that, you can find your niche and you can find a spot for you. And I think maybe that's why it's working better now. Maybe him and Kerr do have an understanding of how he fits this offense a little better now, Trip.
And I mean, that's a compliment. We ain't gonna act like Shawn Marion was one of them ones. Now everybody was a fan of Shawn Marion, even though he had that ugly ass shot.
Right.
But I was a fan in the Matrix.
Right. And like I said, it's not. I don't mean that as any disrespect. Because Shawn Marion is a good player, but also I don't mean that to say that that's all Kuminga can become. Kuminga has potential to probably even be better than that, but obviously that's what fits for what this team is right now. Kyrie, we're trying to get the basketball stuff out the way, and then we're going to get to the NFL. I think we got like 2 more basketball joints right here. Let me double check, though. But Ron says, Ja Morant versus Kendrick Perkins. What's the deal with this beef? I don't know what the deal is, Ron. I just heard like some snippets. I heard what Kendrick said. I heard how Ja responded. I don't know what this dates back to. Like, I don't know where the issue started. But yeah, that's as much as I could tell. It was something that Kendrick said in a podcast, and Ja took exception to it.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. Why is Kendrick and Ja going back and forth? I have no idea. It's just dumb to me. I see what Kendrick's Perk said, and oh, I'm the reason that you got all these televised games. That part of it, I was just like, bro, you are not the reason. Nobody comes to Kendrick Perkins and says, yo, who should we throw on national TV on all these different networks? Nobody says that. So, that part was just like, what are we doing here, Kendrick? Like you giving yourself a little too much credit.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know the context of it. Will, give me a thumbs up once you're ready. I don't know the full context of the conversation. Like I said, I just heard the snippet from Kendrick. I don't know if something else was said behind the scenes or if him and Ja been going back and forth. I had never heard that they had an issue prior to this, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got? I think we got one more basketball one up here, and then we're going to get to some NFL stuff. Oh, we got two more, actually. Ron also said, Thunder 5-0. They just not having a championship hangover. I wouldn't say that. It's too early to say they're not having a championship hangover. I mean, they're off to a great start. But remember, last year, Boston got off to a great start, too. The year before that, Denver got off to a great start. So I think they got off to a great start. We'll see as the season goes on, if there's any hangover or if there's any kind of lackadaisical play from a team that was already champion. But I think they look really good, Trip.
And the other part to that you have to understand too is, once again, this is an extremely young basketball team. So whereas, with Denver, Jokic is an older guy, even though he's still, one of the best players, if not the best player in basketball, he's still older. They had an older team. Same thing with Milwaukee. They were an older team. Boston, an older team. Their two stars are younger, but the rest of those guys, Porzingis, even though he's not there anymore, was older. Al Horford, we know how old Al Horford is, but these are older teams. So, I don't expect them to come out the gate running through everything because of that. I expect them to do what they're going to do during the regular season and then get to the playoffs and have a deep playoff run. But with OKC, because that team is so young, that they got fresh legs, they can come right back the way they was looking last year.
Yeah, I mean, they off to a great start. This is really like year 3 of them playing at this level, because even though they didn't win 2 years ago, they were a really good team 2 years ago when they lost to Dallas on Dallas's way to the finals. So, like I said, I don't want to say they are going to have a hangover. They may not. They may play at this level all year. But again, we 5 games in. Let's see what it looks like, once we get into January in the middle of the season and all that. Will, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up, bro.
And still not win back-to-back championships.
Right, and that's my point. Like, the previous champions got off to good starts as well. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be back in the finals. As we've highlighted before, the last 7 champions haven't been out of the second round of the playoffs. So you could have a good regular season, and then it just doesn't transition from there. Will, what's your thoughts on the Thunder, though, so far, as they get off to a great start?
You know what? I think the great start's going to continue throughout the season. I don't see them falling off because they're so young. You know what I mean? It's not like a team full of guys that's been dealing with injuries or guys that need time off. Like, what's the average age of the team? Still like 25 or something like that?
Yeah, it's 25, 26. I think the oldest two guys on the team are Caruso and Hartenstein.
Yeah.
That might be the oldest 2 guys on the team.
So that these dudes, they got fresh legs and they can run. So I don't see them falling off, and I only see them getting better because, like I said, they are young, already champions.
Yeah.
So this is a situation where, like when Golden State was coming up, So
Yeah.
I mean, I see Lane in it, and it's going to be an issue. They're champions for a reason.
Yeah. Nardo wants to know, well, he's making a statement actually, regards to Kevin Garnett. Many fans believe LeBron James isn't as hurt as he's saying. He's just being a spoiled brat because Lakers have made this Lucas team. I agree somewhat with Garnett. I'm not going to say Bron's being a spoiled brat, but I did say when we recorded that Monday right before the season, when we got the news about LeBron being out with sciatica, that this was Bron's way of kind of load managing. He was going to sit out early part of the season. Most people would tell you that they don't consider the start of the basketball season until Christmas anyway. So the fact that he was going to sit out this first month was going to put him right up until about Thanksgiving, maybe right after Thanksgiving, and then he'll get himself going. But more importantly for Bron, it takes some of the miles off his legs. It'll allow him to be fresher as the season goes on because he'll sit out this first month of the season. But Trip, I know you have strong opinions about anything said about LeBron James. So go ahead, speak on it.
Let me just say this. You know, people are never satisfied, right? Because on one end, I love LeBron is just stat chasing. That's why he's still in the league, because he's just stat chasing. Oh, now he got an issue with Luka, and he's being petty in this, and now he's not playing. So is he stat chasing, or is he just being a petty little kid because Luka's team now? You can't have it both ways. Now, more likely is the part that you said, Eric, in just about just load management and just wanting to rest more, and then when it's go time, then it's go time.
Will, what you think?
I think Will froze again.
Come on,
That's
Will. Here we go, Will. Come on, man.
They didn't want to hate on LeBron, so that's why they froze the screen.
Talking about LeBron. I believe, like I'm 100% to both of you guys. I agree. KG is 100% right. Taking this ball and going home, because that's the type of dude he is, man. That's the type of dude he's always. So I'm not. That's why this ain't news to me. Like, I agree, but yeah, and it's kind of expected, because in one hand he's trying to play his card, in the other hand he ain't having to play. It's like load management without load management, So
I just want to be clear. LeBron's not stat chasing anymore, though. Okay, I just want to be clear on that one. What? He's not. I'm just making sure. He's not stat chasing anymore, because if he's load managing and taking time off, he can't be stat chasing at the same time. He can't be both.
Well, I don't know if you ever heard me say LeBron James was stat chasing.
No, I'm not saying you saying that. Well, I'm just saying that's why I said this. That's one of the narratives about LeBron. Oh, he's in the league this long. He's stat chasing. He's this and that. And now.
Yeah, hold on, your connection's cutting out there, so we didn't hear everything you said.
He got most in history, right?
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's chasing any stat. I think if anything, he's padding stats more than anything. He ain't chasing those stats at this point. Yeah. Will, your connection. I didn't hear what you said. Your connection is going out there, bro. Trip. Kyrie, I think Kyrie took offense to what you were saying. He said go Shannon Sharp Jr. defending Bron. He got to be talking about you. I don't know.
Well, first of all, I ain't Shannon Sharp Jr. because I ain't never let no OnlyFans model get $20 million up out of me. So don't be calling me Shannon Sharp Jr.
But like I said, that's where I view it, though, man. I think I don't know if it's. I understand why KG says that, because we talked about the whole Hennessy commercial. We talked about some of the antics of LeBron this offseason. So I can understand why he said that, but I don't view that as Bron being over dramatic. I view it more like Bron is saying that I'm gonna preserve myself for the season, and I'm gonna try to be as healthy as I can as the season goes on. I wouldn't be surprised if Braun and his team try to find a trade out of LA. They know the future isn't with the Lakers, and Braun is smart enough to read the tea leaves. He can see what the team has. Even right now with them sitting out, Braun has been around the game long enough to know if the Lakers are going to make legitimate moves to try to win with this team or if they're just still trying to build. I think the smart thing for the Lakers to do is to keep trying to build around Luka as opposed to rushing a trade thinking you're going to win it all this year because the West is too good. And maybe in that aspect, Braun says, yo, you know what? I'm on the last year of this deal. Obviously, I'm getting paid what I want to get paid. See if you can move me to a contender. If maybe Cleveland is the move. Maybe I go back home and try to help Donovan Mitchell win it all.
Also, let me say this one last thing too in regards to Kevin Garnett. You brothers also got to realize that if you get Eric, remember that game against the Celtics when LeBron was playing for the Heat, he threw it on Kevin Garnett, so he might be still having residuals from that night. Remember when he came down, Eric, and he just boomed it on Garnett?
I remember.
You know what I'm saying? So it might even be stemming from that because that could be a trauma on somebody, you know.
Listen, this the last basketball one, then we get into the NFL. Shout out to Kyrie, and it's perfect timing because he balling out tonight. He really beats Jaylen Brown. But what's the deal with Jaylen Brown's shit off his hair rubbed on someone's jersey? Did y'all see it? Not only did it rub off on OG's jersey, then it happened the next night. It's actually happened 2 nights in a row for Jaylen Brown. Yeah, it happened again. I sent it to Will Gordon. It happened 2 times. Will, I think you froze again, bro. Will.
He definitely froze again.
Yeah. It happened 2 nights in a row, but he going off tonight. I think he got like 22 in the first half.
His head was going off too.
You know what? He had some fun with it though. Because he did a stream where he called LeBron. He was like, "Yo, this little bro, let me know about your contact in Turkey." So he was having some fun with it and shit.
He said that about LeBron.
He did say that about LeBron.
This would be the problem. That's why.
Y'all talking about Brown?
Yeah.
You can't afford. He can't afford that. All right.
Freaky Brown.
Yeah. Now the funniest shit though was when Shaq said it looked like he just came back from a trip to Beijing.
Oh yeah.
That was the funniest one right there.
Shaq,
Freaky Brown.
I love Shaq, but Shaq got to pause himself because Shaq definitely freaky ball because he went up on and did the show with Gillian Wallow and he gonna make a bet.
I heard she said some wild out of pocket shit.
Yeah, you got to strip me naked and put feathers over me, and I got to walk through Philadelphia rooting for the Eagles. And I'm just like, Shaq, why would you suggest that? They didn't even suggest that.
Yeah, shout out to my man Thudo on IG. We was talking about the Braun journey. He said the fact he's still in the league, he's definitely past he's stat padding. He goes, but I do feel like he's just sitting out to get ready for the playoffs.
Well, then how's he stat padding if you also feel like he's sitting out to get ready for the playoffs?
He previously Braun being in the league as long as he's been in the league, he's talking about that. But he's talking about this particular situation.
You can't be stat padding when you're a top 10 player.
Kyrie said,
what's the point of him being in the league that long? That's a good. I kind of see what he's saying though. I kind of see what he's saying though.
Like if you said Bruce was a stat pad,
you're a billionaire. What you still playing for?
No. But here's the thing, right?
He love the game, Will. He love the game.
Like,
he love the hustle.
Somebody like that's been in the league. He's not. He
love the game, man. Listen, if Braun retire, who gonna tell Damon Jones what lines to play today? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, that's what Bronny on. That's what Bronny in the league. Now we figured it out. That's why Bronny in the league. That's why Bronny is. It's an old mafia move, right? Because normally when the Bulls go away to jail, his son take over. But he filters everything through his son. So Sonny.
See what the father was.
Oh, Sonny.
So check it. But while Braun's away,
the parlays.
Yeah, Bronny gonna be the
Bronny in my parlay tonight.
Yeah, we'll go to you. But I told you stay away from Bronny in that parlay.
Negative points. Would you put Bronny on the card?
He put him under 4.5 points tonight.
Hey, they offered it. Hey, would you take that? Hey, Trip, would you take that?
Under 4 on Bronny?
Under 4.5.
I might actually score tonight. I don't know if I would take that.
But you know what? You know what? You know what I did though, Trip? I placed the same bet and just reversed that leg. So I hedged myself. So I'm good either way.
That's what I was saying. That's the only thing I was worried about. Any other night, I'd be like, yeah, that's a safe bet. But because the Lakers got 6 guys out tonight, Bronny gonna play.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I didn't even know. Eric had to give me the knowledge on that.
He could definitely score 5 points in 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna get so much playing time, and they might be getting blown out tonight because they play in Minnesota. It's possible they might be down 20 in this. They might be down.
Is Ant out?
Ant ain't playing, but it ain't gonna matter. You still got Randall. Yeah.
And Gobert's defense is gonna be,
I might put a little ticket in on that one game.
So yeah, let's get to some NFL stuff though, man. Y'all see the picks across the bottom of the screen. We gonna get to the non-leg parlay in a minute. If you haven't tuned in, make sure you get your pen and paper ready. We give y'all 9 legs to play. Last week was a very profitable week. 3 weeks ago, we hit 8 out of 9. 2 weeks ago, we hit 8 out of 9. Last week, we hit 7 out of 9. So if you play them individually, the money is, we there. We on the doorstep. And Will, as I said, the 2 legs that lost for us last week were the Chargers.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, Jay Herbo didn't hit the numbers we thought, and Quentin Johnson didn't get the passing yards. But other than that, New England -6.5 hit. Daniel Jones 200 passing yards hit. Joe Flacco 2 touchdowns hit. Mahomes 2 touchdowns hit. Giants Eagles over 43.5 hit. Dallas Denver over 50.5 hit. Kittle anytime touchdown hit.
So we was good for the whole weekend. It was just
it was the Thursday night. Everything outside of the Thursday night. And to extend on that, remember 2 weeks ago we had talked about this where we had that extra bet that hit. Last week we would have had an extra one that hit as well because originally Trip had Buffalo -7.5 on there. That would have hit. And then we took Buffalo off and put New England -6.5, which still hit anyway. So we would have been good.
Man, what show in the country? What show in the country's giving you these numbers that we giving y'all?
None.
What show in the country?
None.
Name it. None. For real.
Also, listen. If y'all don't want to fuck with the props and the parlays, cool. Straight up bet. Last week, Trip. Last week you went 10-3 picking straight up. Will, you went 7-6, but Will, to make the exception, you had a couple games there that you kind of got screwed on. The first one was the Falcons. We didn't know Kirk Cousins was going to play when you made the pick.
Right.
The second one was the Bengals, who should have never lost that game to the Jets. They blew a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. If those 2 win, you flip, and then you're 9-5 at that point. I went 8-5 against the spread last week. The primetime games was great. The games that I lost, I had Cowboys getting 3.5 in Denver. That didn't happen. I had the Saints getting a 4.5 at home. That didn't work out. I had the Giants covering the 7.5, which looked good until Scatterbo got hurt. And then same thing. I had Atlanta getting a 7.5. That was before we knew Kirk wasn't going to play.
Shit, you won in life though last week, man.
Oh yeah. We got a little something. We had a little something. We had a little something last week. We had a little something. But let's get to the NFL. Yeah, Trip.
Before we do that, real quick, Imani just messaged me. She wants us to talk No Limit Cash Money again at the end of the show.
Yeah,
and she said we'll get the connection together.
Yeah. I saw the questions on there. I think Pooh had mentioned it. I think Kyrie had mentioned it. I think it was those 2 that had mentioned it. So I was going to save that for the end.
Yeah.
So let's get through some of the NFL stuff real quick. And Kyrie, we might have to put you on a 1-week suspension because he asked a question in here that, hey, come on, I'm gonna show you the question he asked. And it's gonna be like, why you even ask? Why would this be your question? Let's start there. Let's start there. Because come on, Kyrie, don't hit us with these first take type questions like we ain't really in tune and paying attention to the game. You know what I'm saying? You know the type of insight you get from us. Where that question that Kyrie had. When I seen it, I'm like, why would you ask this? Wait to that. Hold on.
It's not the one you got up, right?
No. He was asking about Braun, but we're gonna move on from Braun. We're not gonna keep talking about Braun.
That's all right.
All right, let's just get to some NFL stuff, and then when I find that question, I'll put up there. All right, Tito wants to know: will the Eagles run away with the NFC East? Simple answer: yes. Commanders are bad. Giants are rebuilding, and they're bad. Dallas is not good enough to compete with them, who's supposed to threaten them, Tito?
Nobody.
Yeah, it's easy. Yes.
Not in the NFC East, at least.
Right.
But we about to see a couple of teams that can stand with them in the next 3 weeks. Who they play?
Here go Kyrie question. Who is this a must win for? Ravens or Dolphins tomorrow?
Kyrie.
Why would it be a must win for the Dolphins?
Yeah.
I'm confused. What, like,
They need to win for it.
Yeah,
it's like a must lose for them to lock up number one pick.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Gotta get number one pick.
Then a must win. No, obviously it's a must win for the Ravens. I was like,
bro,
nobody has the Dolphins doing anything this year, so I don't even know.
Kyrie, we need a follow-up comment as to why you think the Dolphins need to win this game.
We're gonna have to start
to do what?
Quarters because it might be something in the system.
I'm just saying.
Kyrie might be hanging with McDaniels.
You know
what I'm saying? He might be hanging with McDaniels on.
When I see this question from Kyrie, I'm like, why would it be a must win for the Dolphins?
Kyrie, much love to you, dog. You rock with us every week.
Oh, for sure.
What?
You bugging. You definitely bugging with that question. All right.
The Ravens trying to turn their season around while the Dolphins, what's their record?
Kyrie, are you a Dolphins fan? Is that it? Maybe
2-5.
What are they?
Kyrie, where you from? Are you from Miami? Is that
like that's what I'm saying. We need a follow up.
Miami's 2-6.
No. Yeah, we need a follow up comment, man. Let's put a pin in that.
Ravens get Lamar back.
For Tua to not get benched and coach to not get fired, maybe it's the case. But other than that, no.
There's another one. Shout out to Ron, but come on, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all getting lazy with the questions now, man. Yeah. Who has the more uphill battle to the playoffs, Lamar or Dak?
That's actually not that bad.
That's not as bad as
it's not as bad as is it a must win for the Dolphins?
Lamar or Dak?
Go ahead, Will. Go ahead. Who's more uphill battle?
For real, I'm gonna have to say Dak because he's got the Super Bowl champions in front of him, and it's already a deficit there as far as win-loss. He's and you're the Cowboys, so you know you're gonna end up slipping and falling anyway. And then when you look at Lamar and you look at your division, you got like the Bengals and the Browns. That's like you already only got one team you really got to worry about in your division, and that's Pittsburgh. And you're not that far back in the standings to where you can, if you could put a little string of games together where you can't catch up. Yeah. So I think the higher hill to climb or whatever would have to be Dak.
It has to be Dak. Even if we just go based off of the question that we put up two questions ago with the Eagles, when we just said ain't nobody in the NFC East coming close to the Eagles.
Yeah, so we picked that short and sweet. Yeah,
more of an uphill battle because we literally just said for last week. If Ravens won this past week, they got a cushion on the schedule, a little cushion moving forward, and they get filthy. And we still said the Ravens have a chance to win that division.
We're gonna look back. We're gonna look back at last week's win as the thing that was the win that saved the Ravens season.
I agree.
Yeah, it was.
I agree.
And once again, here go the Bears again. Like remember that and Eric, Trip, I don't know if you know, but I know Eric knows. I've said ad nauseum last season, the game that turned around the whole trajectory of the NFC was the Bears and the Commanders when the Hail Mary game.
Mm-hmm.
If that Hail Mary didn't happen, I think the Bears would have took the trajectory that the Commanders did. Here we go again. The Bears and the Ravens where if the Bears went in there and handled business, they could have shut the Ravens season down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think Ravens season's
They
over.
didn't.
Yeah.
Instead, they didn't. And here you go, where the Ravens have a chance to rise again. You know what I'm saying, Paul? So
Especially with the Bengals blowing that game to the Jets the way they did it. I just gave the Ravens the keys.
yeah, exactly.
The Ravens,
Exactly.
the Ravens have caught a major break over the last couple of weeks because they were able to win that game without Lamar. Pittsburgh has lost back-to-back games. They lose that game to the Bengals, right? And then they lose the game this past week to the Packers.
Who they got this week, Eric?
And now they got the Colts this week.
Woo!
You got the
Hey,
Bengals.
are you going to the game, Eric?
I might be there if this parlay hit tonight.
It's in Pittsburgh, right? It's in Pittsburgh, right?
It's in Pittsburgh. I might.
No,
take the
I'm
drive.
telling you, I might be able to find something for you.
Listen, man. But now the Ravens get to this part of the schedule, like Tripp said, where it's like they can really go off now. This the Ravens' next couple games, starting with the must win against the Dolphins. After that, they get the Vikings. We don't know what we're getting from the Vikings because they just lost Carson Wentz for the year. And now they got to go back to J.J. McCarthy, who ain't played in like 5 weeks. Then they get the Browns. Then they get the Jets. That's their next 3 games, y'all.
Yeah.
The Ravens might be 5-5 in 3 weeks. And right back in the mix of things. And meanwhile, Pittsburgh's getting to the tougher part of their schedule. The Bengals still don't know what they got because they nowhere near getting Joe Burrow back. The Ravens might be right back in this. For Dak, like we said, not only is the defending champs in your division, and we know you're not better than Philly. We did this exercise on Monday, Trip. Will, stop me when there's a team in the NFC that you think Dallas is better than, right? Because they're not better than Philly.
Dallas is better than? Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna name some teams. Stop me when you think Dallas is better than any of these teams.
Okay.
Philly, Tampa, Detroit.
He's gonna say no.
The Rams, Seattle, the 49ers.
Wait. I'm going back to Seattle. I'm thinking.
Okay. Come on now. We got to think about it. They're not better than them.
I don't think Seattle's better than Dallas.
All right, so maybe not Seattle. Is Green Bay better than Dallas?
Yes.
Okay. Are the 49ers better than Dallas?
Yeah.
All right, so I named you 7 teams. Only one of them made you think.
Are we talking about 49ers healthy or 49ers now?
Well, I mean, even right now, 49ers got a better record.
Better than Dallas.
49ers. I'm not talking about them playing. I'm just saying as the rest of the season plays out, who basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got more faith in 49ers.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just named 7 teams. Only 7 teams make the playoffs. If I name 7 and only one of those teams you can say, maybe, you're probably not making the playoffs because again, they're not winning the division. They got to make it as a wild card. So now you're fighting for one of those 3 spots. And like I said, you're not better than Green Bay. I don't think you're better than San Fran or Seattle. So I don't see how, when we talk an uphill battle, it's Dak. Lamar has a chance to win his division still, as crazy as it sounds, even though they're 3-5 right now, 2-5. But he got a chance to win his division. Yeah, Tampa, like they're not better than these teams. So the uphill battle is far greater for Dak. Tito wants to know, we were just talking about it. Can the Steelers upset the Colts? Trip, what do you think?
Tito, love and support our supporters, but don't bring that negative energy onto the show tonight. Okay? Do not bring that negative energy with you on the show tonight. We going for the Colts, okay?
Will?
I would like to say yeah, but no. The Colts are for real. Okay, people. And it's crazy. I like going into the season. I never thought I was gonna be saying that, but y'all a problem, Eric.
I don't think anybody did.
Y'all a problem, man. Y'all are getting it done. Something with Daniel Jones at quarterback is insanity. Nobody had that on their bingo card going into the season.
I didn't.
Nobody did.
I didn't have that on my bingo card. Nah.
Nobody had Jonathan Taylor on pace to have 30 touchdowns in the season. Nobody had that.
Nah.
But at least we knew he was gonna be good though, because he's been good. Daniel Jones situation is just like, yo, who the hell is this kid? Because that's not the Daniel Jones that was in the Giants with the Giants.
And gentlemen, and wait, Trip, you are a Giants fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eric, I know you're not, but okay, so we walking into a situation where the Super Bowl could be Daniel Jones versus Saquon Barkley.
That is possible. That would
be what would that do to you as a Giants fan?
Well, one, the Eagles ain't making it back to the Super Bowl, so I ain't got to worry about that.
Well, but Saquon got his last year though, so but
I'd be rooting for the Colts though in that situation. If they did play the Eagles in the Super Bowl, I'd be rooting for the Colts.
But that would be
that would suck.
You would have to, but you got to be honest, Trip. If that's how it played out, and you like, yo, like, don't get me wrong, I know you're happy that you got Jackson Dart, right? But to know that in the last 2 off seasons, you pretty much let your starting quarterback and your starting running back leave, and now they're major parts of teams that went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the quarterback part doesn't affect me just because this is not a situation where because Daniel Jones was with the Giants for what 5 years, 5 years,
5 years,
5 years, right? This is not a situation where Daniel Jones was looking like an elite quarterback or ever gave us the feel that Jackson Dart gives Giants fans now. So for him to go, it was just like, all right, he wasn't balling for us like that anyway. We had one solid year, but it wasn't even that year. It wasn't like that was an all-pro year from Daniel Jones. That was the Giants as a whole outperforming, what we thought they were going to be. Even winning that playoff game against Minnesota, nobody expected the Giants to do that. But that wasn't because Daniel Jones had an MVP season that we did all of that. That was because the team as a whole just outperformed. So for him, no. Saquon is like, yeah, that one hurt because we should have kept Saquon. But we've already dealt with that.
It's crazy. It's crazy when if you ever watch like highlights from like 4 years ago. At one time, the Giants had Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Odell Beckham all on the field together. And so to think like, at one point, Giants had some talent in that locker room, and maybe it just wasn't coached up, whatever the case may be. Anyway, can Pittsburgh upset the Colts? Maybe. Anything happens on Sundays, we know that. The reason I don't think it's going to happen is because Pittsburgh doesn't run the ball well enough. If Pittsburgh ran the ball better and could play keep away from the Colts, maybe they would have a shot. But the way this Colts offense is moving, it looks similar to like the greatest show on turf, where anytime they want to get a first down, they get a first down. Anytime they want to break a big play, they can break a big play. And Jonathan Taylor is the engine of all this. Obviously, he looks like an MVP, but it's their ability to still throw the ball down the field. Alex Pierce, Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman, like they still could take advantage of the one-on-one matchups down the field if you try to load up the box. And to Tripp's point, that's the Daniel Jones effect of it. That now is like, if you try to take the running game away, we can still get the ball down the field. We can still score on you this way. So I think this is a super tough matchup for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defense isn't that good. Their secondary has been exploited multiple weeks already. So I think this lines up perfectly for the Colts. I like the Colts in this one as well. There was another question in regards to the Steelers that Nardo put up here. Well, I want you to go first on this one. Are the Steelers wasting Rodgers' great season?
Really a great season?
Wasting it. How so? I mean,
I don't think it's a great season from Aaron Rodgers, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much where it should be. You know what I mean? It's what I feel. I mean,
but
I feel like it's where it should be. No, I don't think they wasted this season. I mean, what was he wasting it? Wasting it means that he has something to give that they're not taking advantage of. Right?
Yeah.
That would be the definition of wasting it. So what did he have? What thus far, what has he given them that they've not taken advantage of? I feel like, he's come up big in some spots. But he's also missed some throws. He's also had some of those ground balls that he's typically had the last 3 seasons that people want to overlook. It's this is not Green Bay Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? So this is Ionuska. How old is Aaron? 40.
He's
This is
41.
remember that it was a movie called This Is 40. Boom. He should be on the cover of the DVD or whatever. This is 40. Like what do you mean? Are they wasting? Nah, they ain't wasting them. I think for what he is capable of and what is around him, I think he's right about where he should be.
Yeah. Trip, I saw you said, is it a great season? Do you feel they're wasting, I guess, whatever they get from Aaron Rodgers?
No, because I mean they're actually they have a decent record. They have the lead in the division right now, so they're really not wasting anything. They're doing what they're supposed to do with the quarterback who's second in the league in touchdowns right now. So now, yeah, they lost, but they're losing to a good team. They're not losing to you know what I mean, to bad team. So, and then again, this week they got the Chargers coming up, and I think next week they got another tough. Right after that, they're right on par.
Yeah, I don't. To say wasting a great season is to make it seem as if Aaron Rodgers is an MVP caliber player. You're not getting an MVP season from him. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has thrown for more than 250 yards this year in any game.
He's 22nd in passing yards in the league.
Yeah, he's 22nd in passing yards. He's 19th in QBR. That's pretty average.
Yeah.
Hold on. Well, I have muted your mic real quick. Yeah, say that again.
He hovers right around 218. It seems like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like right around that range.
Now it's impressive that he's 41 and he's still competing at this level. It's impressive that he's had some moments in the offense. But for the most part, when you watch them play, it's like Will said, he misses some throws. He'll have a good drive here, then he'll have 2 bad drives. He's not turning the ball over, which is a positive. But other than that, I don't think he's doing anything special for them. This offense is not going to produce any Pro Bowlers. It's not like, Aaron Rodgers and them is lighting the world on fire and the defense ain't holding up. The defense ain't really that good. The offense ain't really that good. And that's why they're 4-3. I think they're right where they're supposed to be. And if you look at some of their games this year, they could have gone either way. They almost lost to the Jets opening day. They should have lost to the Patriots in week 3. So they've had games where they kind of teetering right in that middle range where they're probably an average team at best. So I wouldn't consider it wasting at all.
And I'm glad you brought up that Jets game, Eric, because that was like a shootout, right? Like it started out and Aaron was kind of looking like Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
But they were playing as we know now, the winless Jets. Well, they won last week.
Just got one. They got one.
But they were, you know what I'm saying? Now we look back and he was throwing it around against a team that was not going to win a game until week 8.
Right.
So what were we really seeing?
Right.
You know, you get out of bed for those games when the old team.
It was opening day, little extra juice. You know what I'm saying?
They got everybody hyped. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? And Nardo picked up Aaron Rodgers on his fantasy team. I'm guaranteed.
He probably
That's what the problem is.
That's why he feel like
Donald been starting Aaron Rodgers the last 3 weeks, thinking he was going to give him something crazy, and it didn't happen.
Kyrie wants to know, is it a must win for the Ravens? Oh, never mind. We did that already. We're not going back to that. Is Shador trapped in Cleveland? Tito,
yeah.
I think we all agree he's trapped in Cleveland. I don't understand what the fuck Cleveland's doing over there. But Will, that's your region. What's going on?
It is now. I've always dogged the Browns for years and years and years, and this situation is like validation for everything besides their organization and what they put on the field. It's all validation. Kevin Stefanski needs to go, and if for real, I don't think Cleveland needs a franchise. To be honest with you, they left once. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, they left once and turned into the Ravens.
They might leave again.
Listen,
when we get
Kevin Stefanski,
It's hoodie season. Can we get the free Shador hoodies? Fellas,
We should. We should like
We might have to,
the free Mike Tyson joints. Remember the free Mike Tyson joints? We need the brick leather joint free Shador joints. Listen, Kevin Stefanski made this personal a long time ago, and we've been saying this for a long time. It's personal. In the draft, he said he handpicked Dillon Gabriel. That was his kid.
Yep.
Andrew Berry, the GM, the hapless GM, wanted Shador and said, well, and then sitting in the fifth, he was there. He was like, well, we taking Shador. This is a similar situation to when in Washington, when I was very close to that situation at the time, when the owner wanted Robert Griffin III, but the coach wanted Kirk Cousins. And they drafted both of them in the same draft. You know what I'm saying? And we all know how everything played out.
Mm-hmm.
But now we sitting in a situation where Dillon Gabriel. All right, so just the timeline, okay? You enter camp with 5 quarterbacks: Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, Shador Sanders, and Deshaun Watson, who's still on the roster today.
At one point, they had 5 quarterbacks on their roster.
Yeah.
That's what that's the 5. Yeah, that's the 5. So then you come in and you give Joe Flacco all the number 1 reps, and you say, well, Dillon Gabriel is good enough to where I can make him my backup, and we can trade Kenny Pickett. So they trade Kenny Pickett, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still, reps are going to Joe Flacco and going to Dillon Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
Shador still hanging out with the kickers. You know what I'm saying? He hanging on the sideline doing nothing. So then fast forward to you get into the season and you decide that you can trick Dillon Gabriel. Stefanski, I'm saying, decides Dillon Gabriel is your guy to where you can say, all right, Pickett's already gone. Now we're going to get rid of our starter who took all the number 1 reps throughout the whole camp and the whole preseason. We're going to trade him. And not only are we going to trade him, we're going to trade him down the street. We're going to trade him on a short road trip. You don't even got to pack a lunch between Cleveland and Cincinnati. You traded them down 77 South. Okay, cool. So now you elevate your guy, Gabriel, to number 1, right? Excuse me. So of course, I guess Shador is de facto number 2, if anything else.
Well, remember the week they made the move, he didn't even want to officially make Shador the number 2.
Right.
The reporters kept asking him why on the depth chart Shador has not been elevated. He said his initial comment was, "We haven't made a decision on that yet."
That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking to the
Then they elevated Bailey Zappi. Hold on, and then I look it up, look back, because me and Will talked about this that week. That's
what I'm saying. I'm speaking tongue in cheek when I say he should be de facto number 2, right. But he wasn't.
They not before they even announced Shador was the number 2. They elevated Bailey Zappi from the practice squad, and that's when the reporter
in front of him.
And that's when the reporter had asked him, so is Shador the number 2? Because they had not made it official on the depth charts.
Yeah.
So this is a game that Stefanski has been playing. I mentioned this last week. There was a reporter who asked Stefanski, why isn't Shador getting reps with the first team? If he's your backup quarterback, and everybody knows a backup quarterback is 1 play away from being on the field, why isn't he getting reps to get comfortable with the guys? His response was, well, Dillon needs all the reps he can get because he's a rookie quarterback. So now it's the rookie needs all the reps he can get. But during all preseason and offseason, the rookies wasn't getting the first team reps. Now because Shador is in line to potentially play, now it's, well, Dillon needs the reps.
Yeah. Listen, that's why I love the fact that the owner's sons were on the field with Shador jerseys on. And it's a slap in the face to Stefanski, who's playing these stupid games for whatever reason. But it's like, yo, this is who should be out there on the field. We're letting you know who should be out there on the field. And guess what? You're not gonna have a coaching job soon anyway, because they're gonna keep losing, and I'm gonna keep seeing videos every week where guys break down all the plays that Dylan Gabriel did not make during the game.
Yeah, it's an ugly situation in Cleveland, but as Will says, lose forever. Shit is trash over there.
And listen, this and up here, like the Shador jerseys and all that everybody talks about. Yeah, everybody's just waiting, and every week they're like, all right, when Dylan Gabriel comes out here and looks like Peter Gabriel trying to play football, you know what I'm saying? And Shador's not getting a chance. It's personal. It's personal now, and Shador, the only thing that can possibly happen is him going somewhere else. I think that needs to be the focus. It's not him playing this year. I mean, he probably will at some point. He probably will finish out, like, because Kevin Stefanski might get fired before the season's over. I think that's the only way. That's the only way Shador gets into a game. Barring injury. That's the only way he gets into a game is if Stefanski gets fired in the season.
Even then, like if you fire Stefanski, you would have to be elevating somebody from that coaching staff, so that way it's almost like a smooth transition to then get Shador.
No, they got somebody there. Their defensive coordinator.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You would have to elevate somebody from the staff, is what I'm saying. You would have to, that's what I'm saying. You would have to fire Stefanski and then replace him with somebody who's already in the building who Shador has their support. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's somebody who still doesn't feel like, yo, Shador wasn't my guy, I didn't make that pick, the same thing happens. The cycle continues. Shador just doesn't play.
Yeah, their DC could be their HC for real. He'd be a better HC than right now. But he'd also have to bring in some. I don't trust nobody on their staff to bring Shador up. He'd have to bring somebody that he knows from his back channels of his other relationships in the league to bring in, because I don't trust nobody on that staff to do anything with Shador.
And that's back to my point, where it's still a tricky situation, because whoever you bring in, you would have to know that they support Shador.
Right.
You can come in and be like, yo, I didn't draft the kid. It's fucked up what's going on, but I didn't draft him. So I don't have no ties to him. I don't have to give him playing time. I got to do what's in the best interest of me as a coach. But we're going to get to the picks in a minute, the 9-leg parlay. Before we do, I know there's a couple questions we're going to end up skipping over. We're almost an hour and a half in. So let's get to this one joint right here. Kyrie and Pooh want to get your thoughts on this, Will. I know Tripp and I spoke about this on Monday. Cash Money, No Limit. They had the verses last weekend. Did you see it? What were your thoughts, Will?
I saw a little bit of it. It was a little more like, it's just not my vibe these days anymore. Like when I was 23, and then turning up in the club and all that. I was with it, and it was kind of cool for me to see, you know, everybody that showed up and it was turning out or whatever. Juvie did his thing, but Juvie, for people to be like, I be going to all the little underground tours and all that. Juvie been on that energy for like years now on tour, so that was nothing new to me. But I love that they brought the verses back, and that was and I feel like that was one. If you're gonna bring it back, that was a battle that people were going to be highly interested in, and one that, you know, we always kind of, that was kind of like a barbershop debate, you know. Yeah. No, like, you know, like on different levels, but yeah, I was good with it. And shout out to Mia X. I feel like everybody talk about Juvie being MVP of that thing, but Mia X came out there and held it down for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like she was the A'ja Wilson of the she was the A'ja Wilson of the verses. You know what I mean? And shout out, you know, I'm gonna have love for her, you know, because, you know, my daughter name, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the name Mia. But she came out and held it down. I think like technically as a performer, she might have had the best performance of the night. But yeah, I love the verses. I hope they bring back some more. That was what we needed back in the COVID times in 2020, 2021. But yeah, I love it. Um, I think we need more of it. But yeah, I support it. But for me, I gotta give it to I'm probably gonna have to give it to No Limit. Just because of the era and the age and when I was in the club, that's what was popping. I gotta give it to No Limit.
You know what's crazy?
I thought it was corny. Wayne didn't show up.
It was so. Here's the thing, and this is because we spoke about it on Monday, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it. But this is something else that I noticed to where I'm like, you know what? Nah, No Limit definitely got it. I have not seen clips of Cash Money performances like on social media. I haven't really been seeing them. I've been flooded with either No Limit clips or people that's doing they got their fatigues on doing the Master P dance. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't really seen clips from the actual Cash Money performance. People talked about Juvia and he carried them and how he held it down. But as far as like what I saw on my timeline, from Cash Money was two things. Was the ending part where Baby was talking about Turk and going off, and the other part when he was like, I'm the number one stunner. I started this diamonds and all of that stuff, and then he got shut down by Master P right after that. But other than that, I didn't really see performance clips of Cash Money from the verses.
Yeah. Like I said, we talked about on Monday. Wayne not showing up to me was corny. There was people that had all this fake outrage when he didn't get selected for the Super Bowl, and then meanwhile he don't show up to the verses. So that shit was whack. But we're about to get to the 9-leg parlay, the joint that keep bringing money and putting money in our pockets every week. Before we do that, though, just remind everybody, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. We are live every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. And then we're back on Monday, Real Fans Real Talk at 7 p.m. Make sure you subscribe to both. Lock in, send in your questions, send in your comments. With that being said, Will, I need your 3 picks for this week's 9-leg parlay. What do we got? This is the winners, guys.
Birdman has this week, man. Birdman has. All right, so it's always, let me let the listeners know, because it's always tricky for us when we go and give you the parlay legs on tonight, because a lot of NFL stuff is not available to us to bet on when we give it to y'all. So like a lot of like player props,
which makes it even more impressive.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because we're picking from scratch.
Yeah, we're picking
from the scratch. So, and what's crazy though, and I was looking tonight, what's crazy, like usually the Thursday night game you got full access to, but the Sunday games you don't have access to until like, closer to the weekend. Guess what game you got full access to already tonight? The Chiefs and the Bills.
The Sunday night game.
Yep.
Oh,
and it's one of the.
Yeah, that's 4:00 game.
Yeah, it's a 4:25 game. Mm-hmm. But that's full access player props for all the gamblers out there. You can go ahead and put something in on that now, right now.
I think one of the reasons, not to cut you off, I think one of the reasons because they don't have much on their injury report. Because I forgot what game it was last week. There was a game last week that we was able to get some of the props out when I was looking. But when I looked at the injury report, because they didn't have much on there, I guess that's why they already kind of had the line set.
Okay. Well, maybe it's that. Maybe it ain't. I'm just, conspiracy theorists. So I'm gonna start out and throw a curveball, but I'm usually tuned in on the college things. I'm gonna come out with a college leg straight up. Houston's playing West Virginia this week. Houston's favored by 13.5. And I love them to cover that 13.5. I'm taking Houston 13.5 over West Virginia. That's leg number 1.
They minus 13.5. Houston Cougars, all right.
Next leg, See, I had a few because a couple of them I was just pulling out because they didn't show me what the odds were, but we can fill that in over the weekend for the followers or whatever.
Mhm.
But this is one that I really love that did give me the odds is Joe Josh Allen plus 36.5 rushing yards Sunday against the Chiefs at home in Buffalo. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
And then leg number 3 is going to be. It's one It's kind of like I didn't get the plus minus on this because it hasn't been put out yet. But I got Joe Flacco throwing 2 touchdowns this weekend.
Bengals got the Bears
Against the Bears in Cincinnati.
I like that one as well because the Bengals don't run the ball anyway, so a lot of it's going to be airing it out.
And when you got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and a running back in Chase Brown that likes to catch the ball out the backfield, I hate to be that guy trying to talk y'all into my legs, but pause.
Whoa. You gotta relax. You gotta relax.
You from New York?
Right.
You got to force that.
Hey.
I see the beverages been flowing, but
Whoa,
I didn't know. I didn't know it was getting loose like that. Relax, pause.
Whoa. Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
So you
Like what they be doing on the Fat Joe joint? Look, I throw the flag on that.
Throw the flag on the play. All right. So you got college football. You got Houston minus 13.5. You like Josh Allen over 36.5 rushing yards and Joe Flacco 2 touchdowns in the Bengals Bears game. All right. Trip. Let me get your 3.
Hold on, I got you. Did it didn't go through, or did I?
Yeah, I got it again. All right, so I'll tell you. You said Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown. That's in a game against Pittsburgh. I like it because Jonathan Taylor gets used in the pass game and the run game, so there's high probability. He's probably gonna get 20 plus touches in that game.
What's the number on that? Like minus what?
I gotta check if that's listed yet. Let me see.
That's gonna be like minus 800.
Yeah, it's gonna be at least minus 4. To be honest, last week anytime touchdown for Taylor was minus 400. 2 touchdowns was only at plus 180 last week.
Dog, you kissed God last week, man. Square in the mouth.
They don't even have it up right now. They don't even have it up.
Hey, Trip, I apologize.
So I'm gonna tell you, hold on. I didn't include this one. I'm gonna tell y'all one that I like as far as touchdown because I was already kind of scheming on 2 touchdowns this week. In terms of the Jonathan Taylor, they don't have that number up yet for anytime touchdown. But a guy I love for 2 touchdowns this week is Jahmyr Gibbs. 2 touchdowns for Detroit. They play Minnesota.
Or Minnesota. Okay.
You know who I love for 2 touchdowns, fellas? On some side bet shit. Kareem Hunt.
The only thing with Kareem Hunt though, man, is you see like last week they used receivers as running backs too because Rashid Rice got carries. That's the only thing.
So Pacheco out.
Touchdowns, but it's just that offense is spread so evenly.
Yeah. So I like Gibbs is one that I'm gonna probably I didn't want to include it in this because like I said that's risky. That's a 2 touchdown joint. But I keep that one in mind for any tickets you put together Sunday. I like Gibbs for 2 touchdowns against Minnesota. Tripp had Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown. Tripp also like Josh Allen for 250 yards passing. So Tripp got him 250 passing. Will, you like his rushing yards. So I expect him to have a pretty big day this week.
When you playing the Chiefs, you got to. It's personal against the Chiefs.
That's true. He's had some great games against the Chiefs.
He has a big game against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
This is the one that's the trickiest for me, Tripp. You really like that Broncos plus 1.5 against the Texans?
Well, because I think the Broncos are going to win the game.
Well, Oh, I took Broncos straight up. Yeah, I did too.
I
don't understand why they not the favorite.
They playing in Houston, and the Texans right now. I think Texans defense is number 3 overall, something like that. So they're giving the Texans a little respect. But now, who the Texans?
Stingley's out though, right?
Stingley might be out, and Nico Collins is questionable. Nico Collins didn't play last week either for them.
I don't know. Denver's tough.
Denver's tough. The only thing that I don't like about Denver, we see it every week. They start off kind of slow. They normally in the first half, they're not really clicking. Then the second half, they get going. I don't think Surtain's playing either, though. Surtain got hurt last week. I think he's listed as
he out. But if Denver lean on the run game, they're gonna win this football game.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna keep that as is for now. These are my 3. Actually, I got a 4th that we'll discuss which one y'all want to go with. I always like to include a Thursday night, so I'm gonna go with a Thursday night. I got Derrick Henry over 89.5 rushing yards. Dolphins defense is trash. We saw the last 2 weeks that the Ravens got back to the running game. I expect them to keep doing that. Also, with Lamar missing so much time, I highly doubt they want Lamar throwing the ball 30 times. They probably want to ease him back into the game. So I think the running game, if we expect the Ravens to win, that means it's going to be a lot of second half carries for Derrick Henry anyway. So that's why I like the 89.5. This is the one we can go either way. I like the Patriots minus 5.5 against Atlanta.
I love it.
But I also like the over 45.5
on the points.
Right. If you look at the Patriots offense, they scored 30 points in back-to-back weeks. They scored over 30 points in 3 of their last 5 games. So and the Falcons defense is trash. I think the Patriots keep that trend going. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots drop another 30 piece this week. So that's why I think over 45.5 could be in play too. And then, so y'all let me know which one y'all want to go with. Y'all like the Patriots 5.5 or y'all like the over more?
What was the over?
45.5.
I like Patriots 5.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I think both can happen and probably will happen, but the one I'm more confident about is them covering that 5.5. They just
all right, so Patriots 5.5. That was my original choice. And when I started looking at the over-under, I'm like that. I feel like that over-under is a little low, unless the weather's going to be bad up there. But for the most part, like I said, Patriots been scoring a lot of points lately. Mm-hmm. And this isn't an Atlanta defense that's stopping anybody. We saw last week Miami dropped 30 on this defense. So Patriots going to have the same type of effect. They're going to score. And then my last one, I think this is probably the easiest pick of the week. Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown. Giants don't play the running game.
This week?
Who?
Is Purdy finally back this week?
He's still listed as questionable.
But yeah, I'm still with that.
The Giants can't stop the run, bro. That's really what it is. They can't stop the run, and we know McCaffrey's going to get a lot of touches in this game with all the other injuries they got. It could be a run. It could be a pass catch. We know that the Giants, outside of being able to rush the quarterback, they don't really have anything else on defense that they can do well. So that's why I think McCaffrey scoring a touchdown is pretty much easy money this week. So that's what I like. I'm going to list the 9. Let me know if you have any objections.
What was your first leg, Eric?
Derrick Henry over 89.5 rushing yards tomorrow night.
Okay.
I can see that because Lamar's back and they are going to run the football more in this game. So I can see that.
Yeah, you want to protect Lamar. You don't want to throw him out there.
They're not looking for Lamar to throw the ball 35 times tomorrow. They're going to want to stay balanced, run the ball. If you look at the last 2 weeks, Derrick Henry's had 20 or more carries in the last 2 games anyway. So I think they're going to try to get back to that identity. And if they're going to handle the Dolphins like we expect them to, that means Derrick Henry's getting a lot of second half carries as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the 89.5 there. So we got Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown. We got Josh Allen 250 yards passing. We also like Josh Allen 36.5 yards rushing. We like the Broncos plus 1.5. We like Derrick Henry over 89.5 yards rushing. We got the Patriots minus 5.5. We got the Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown. College football, we like Houston minus 13.5. And Joe Flacco 2 touchdown passes. And then an honorable mention, as we talked about, I know Will likes Kareem Hunt to score. I like Jahmyr Gibbs to score possibly even 2. So those are honorable mentions, but that's the 9 we're gonna go with. Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown. Josh Allen, 250 passing. We'll just call it 37 rushing. Broncos, +1.5. Derrick Henry, 90 yards rushing. Pats, 5.5. Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown. Houston Cougars, -13.5. Joe Flacco, 2 touchdowns.
McDonald's, boys, McDonald's.
When we
I'm loving it.
When we start texting on Sunday, I want to see a lot of green checks on them screens.
Right.
Yeah, we giving y'all so many options, man. So many opportunities to make money, man. We laying it out for y'all. Just gotta put the puzzle pieces together, and then you gonna get paid.
Yeah, we're gonna start asking the supporters, man. I need y'all to send us pictures of the tickets. I know somebody been using our plays and getting some money out here, so we need to see what's going on. Will, give me a final thought as we go around here and finish up tonight.
Man, my final thought's gonna be my lock of the week. If you want to throw something heavy, pause on a bet. My squad, my Chargers.
Let's get
it. They're going to demolish the Tennessee Titans this weekend. The line's 9.5. I'm thinking we're going to win by about 17. I got to get healthy right at the right time, and we putting it together. Justin Herbert out here showing people why we drafted him where we did, and that he's the most talented and gifted quarterback in our league. This is the campaign. It's going to kick back off this weekend. Chargers are going to blow out the Titans this weekend. Put money on it. If you lose, argue with your mama.
Trip, let me get a final thought.
Shout out to Tina Hutchinson and the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm just gonna say roll Tide because them boys been cooking ever since they took that little loss in week 1. They've been cooking, and they managed to get themselves back into the top 4. So big shout out to Alabama.
Man, as always, shout out to the supporters. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us every week, man. You can be anywhere in the world, but you fucking with us, and we greatly appreciate that. What else? Oh, for the kids out there, man, have a happy and safe Halloween out there this weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, about that.
For the dads like Will and myself, and Trip, your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget the kids. Don't forget to set aside the dad tax.
Hey, yo, slow down this weekend, y'all. Slow down.
Yeah. Be careful out there on the roads.
Slow down.
And we gotta let the kids know. Make sure you put the dad tax and the uncle tax to the side. You know what I'm saying? The candies. You know which candies we want.
Yeah, we want the big. Yeah. And everybody go to the nice neighborhoods. Get them full size joint. You know what I'm saying?
Go to the good neighborhoods. They loaded up.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, man, for my brothers, man, we look forward to getting back with y'all next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. And then don't forget, Trip and myself will be live Monday at 7 p.m. All right. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share it, let everybody know. Have everybody tune in, man. We want to see that comment section consistently flooded. So follow us, come back, let us know what y'all thinking, man. Give us thoughts, opinions, ideas. We fucking with it all. But for my brothers, Will Gordon and Trip Young, I am Eric Sanchez. This was the Sanchez Show. We out of here. We see y'all on Monday.
Yes.